What is going on, Lions family, One Pride Nation? I figured this is as good a time as any to get in a Lyons Den Weekly. Right now, the draft is going on. The fourth round just ended. The fifth round is going on, and our Lions don't pick again into the sixth. So I'm just kind of flicking through, seeing what's going on, seeing what's interesting out there with the draft. And I thought, you know what, let me go ahead and get this Lyons Den Weekly in. Since I don't have a lot of stories, I'm not going to dig deep into the draft on this one because I'm going to wait on my son. I'm going to assume that he's going to want to talk draft too. So we will either get it in tonight when the draft ends or hopefully by tomorrow. If I can't get him to get in here with me, I will jump in it myself and give you guys what my thoughts are on the draft. But there were a couple of stories this week that stood out that I want to talk about. And the first one you see on the screen right here, the Lions have signed Kerby Joseph to a crazy extension, $86 million. So Kerby Joseph, our all-pro safety, all-world safety, is absolutely under contract and tied up. We don't have to worry about him going anywhere, and it was well-deserved. Let's look into this article this is NFL.com. It says the Detroit Lions continue to lock up core franchise pieces. Safety Kerby Joseph agreed to a 4-year, $86 million extension on Wednesday. That will make him the highest paid safety in NFL history. Ian Rappaport reported this. This is what it says. Joseph's $21.5 million annual salary and his $86 million total value exceeds the previous highs of Tampa Bay Buccaneers safety Antoine Winfield Jr. at $84.1 million and $21.025 million a year. Joseph was set to make $3.6 million in base salary this season in his final year. Joseph, 24, emerged as one of the top young safeties in the NFL last season, recording the league best 9 interceptions on route to first-team All-Pro honors. And let's see what Joseph said. He said, I feel like I'm the best safety in the NFL. That's what he told Jim Rome. And I'm always going to strive to continue to be the best. Now, let me get into my thoughts on Kerby Joseph. Kerby Joseph is absolutely a top 3. I'm not even saying top 5. He's absolutely, in my opinion, this is not me being biased. I would say this if he played for the 49ers, if he played for the Jets or anyone else. He is a top 3 safety in the league. He reminds me a lot of Ed Reed. He doesn't hit as hard as Ed Reed, but when it comes to being a ball hawk, he reminds me a lot of Ed Reed. And I'm happy to see that Brad Holmes and the rest of the Lions have locked him up. I think that is very important to keep the team together and to lock up these core pieces. You know, on the offensive side of the ball, Brad Holmes is already locked up quarterback Jared Goff. He's locked up right tackle, one of the best top 3 tackles in the league, and Penei Sewell. He locked up Amon-Ra St. Brown. I do believe that he's going to do the same for Jahmyr Gibbs and Sam Laporte in the near future. And on defense, he locked up Lee McNeil. He brought back Derek Barnes, which I was very happy about. So he is definitely taking care of the core pieces. Kerby Joseph is out the way. And now it is time to move on to the next core pieces, because I also believe in, as much as we like having the flashy free agent splash, you want your GM to go out and get these, big splashes. I do believe that it's very important to have those key pieces locked up. And that's what's happening right here with Kerby Joseph. So what is your thoughts on that, Lions fans? You know what? I'm not going to ask you, do you like it? Because I know every blue and silver Lions fan loves this. They love the fact that Kerby Joseph is a Lion, definitely for the next 5 years to come. Because remember, he's still under contract this season, but this is an extension, which means that the 26, 27, 28, and 29 season, he is locked up. So we have Kerby Joseph there. We have him in the fold, and I'm glad that got done. And now we don't have to worry about whether or not these guys are going to be brought back or not. Then I want to move on to story number 2. I only have 2 stories for you this week. And this is according to the Associated Press. The Lions have exercised the 5th-year options on Aidan Hutchinson and wide receiver Jameson Williams, someone who was rumored just 2 days ago to be on the trade block. Let's read a little bit of this article, and then I'll give you my thoughts on it. The Detroit Lions have exercised 5th-year options to keep edge rusher Aidan Hutchinson and wide receiver Jameson Williams under contract through 26, which means that gives the Lions 2 more years to negotiate a contract with these guys. The Lions selected Hutchinson 2nd overall and Williams number 12 overall in 2022. Hutchinson had 7.5 sacks in 5 games last year before his season ended with a broken leg. It says Williams is coming off a breakout season. He averaged 17.3 yards per catch, ranking second in the league, and had 58 receptions for 1,001 yards with 7 touchdowns, along with 11 carries for 61 yards rushing and a score last year. Now, pretty much Lion fans, you know who these two guys are. The good thing about the Lions extending, it makes sense that Brad Holmes wanted to get Joseph out of the way, and now he is extending I'm sorry, exercising the 5th year option for Hutchinson and Williams, which means that he really doesn't have to do a long-term deal with them until at least 2026, which I believe he would do. For Hutchinson, I think that is pretty much going to be a no-brainer. As far as Jameson Williams goes, I do think that they're going to look for him to have a season where he can get through 17 games with no injuries and no incidents, come on, J-Mo, no nonsense. And I do believe that if that's the case, the Lions will sign him, because I don't know why you would look to trade a super fast, top 5 fastest player in the league who is not even in his prime yet. If I'm not mistaken, Jameson Williams is either 23 or 24. He hasn't even hit his prime yet, which is not until about 27. So I don't know why you would want to get rid of a guy like that unless you really think that that guy is a headache and not worth it. Jameson Williams absolutely gives us a weapon that few teams have. He can take the top off of the defense, meaning that even if he's not targeted on the pass, if you send him out on a fly route or a deep post, he's going to have the attention of the safety and the corner, which frees up other receivers to do a lot of things. And then I do think that in 2026, we will see these guys get a major extension. Not to mention, in a few years, we got Brian Branch. When I mentioned guys who are coming up on extension, I didn't mention him. I do also believe that we're going to see Brian Branch stay in the fold. And I believe that it is Brad Holmes. That's his strategy. On offense, Jared Goff, who was, I think, 30 years old now, he's not long in the tooth by any means. I do think that we have him locked up. I think that you're going to see Jahmyr Gibbs get locked up long-term, who's under 25. Sam Laporta, who's also that young, you're going to see him get locked up. We already have Penny Sue locked up under 25. We already have Amon St. Brown locked up. That is the core right there. If Christian Mahogany turns out to be what we think he is, and he ends up being the steal that we think, you still have a few years with him under that low contract. He can be locked up down the road. Alain McNeil is young. He's locked up. Derek Barnes is young. They're gonna extend Jack Campbell. He's young. I believe Rigo will get extended. Probably Tyrion Arnold, if he keeps improving a couple of years. We already have Joseph done. And then if you can get Branch to work out, I believe we're going to be fine. I believe that Brad Holmes is taking the same approach that the Philadelphia Eagles are taking. Keep the core players together. And if you can extend these guys early, you will avoid having to let them test free agency and either lose them or let the market set for you. I believe it's important to extend guys before the market sets themselves. That's why I believe this Kerby Joseph deal was important. Get it done now. Antoine Winfield already set the safety market. Now you go ahead and get in there early, get Kerby Joseph done, give him a sweet deal, and now you got him locked up. All right, Lions fans, what do you think? What do you think about the 5th year option for Hutchinson and Williams? I kind of thought they might get a long-term extension, but what do you think about Brad Holmes buying us a whole nother year, exercising their 5th year option? And then there we go again with Kerby Joseph. What are your thoughts on Kerby Joseph being extended? All right, Lions fans, if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell on YouTube. If you look under my picture right here, you will see our Twitter/X page. We would appreciate it if you went over there and followed us there as well. And you see on this, sorry, there it is right there. There it is, people. There's our TikTok right there on the screen. If you haven't already, go over there and give us a follow as well. My son is over there being silly in his free time, doing videos, talking Pistons, talking Lions, and doing his little skits. If you haven't already, follow us there as well. And if you are seeing this on TikTok and you're not following our YouTube page, come over here and do that over here as well. All right, Lions fans, that's all I got for this one. We will get with y'all at the end of the draft. Until next time, peace.